Good morning, oily friends and family. Okay, I think we got it. Just waiting for my computer to catch up with it. Woohoo! Yay! Excellent. Hello, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We're going to get right into the basics, the 10 oils every doTERRA member turns to and why. But before we get into that, let's take some time, 2 minutes for ourselves. I hope you got your coffee. What essential oils do you have in your coffee this morning? I have turmeric. I use the toothpick style. Maybe you've got water. You can grab some water. What essential oils do you have in your water? Please share in the comments. I would love to know what you guys are using in your water so I can get some ideas. I get bored. You get bored with lemon and grapefruit after a while. Okay. So grab your favorite doTERRA essential oils because we're going to spend a couple of minutes on ourselves because that's important to me. Today I am using Passion. Passion. It is a inspiration blend. So I'm going to go ahead and roll some right in the palm of my hand. You could do that with these 10 milliliter roller touch blends. Rub your hands together and we're going to breathe 2 to 3 deep inhales. I don't need any inspiration today. I'm just hoping enough inspiration will ooze into your little portable devices there and inspire you guys to switch to another option, natural solutions, plants. Okay, I feel better. Let's go. Let's get started. Let's share. How do I do this again? I forgot how to do my job. All right, here we go. Yay. All right. Summer's almost over, you guys. Can you believe it? Crazy. All right. Let me go ahead and do this. And we'll get started. All right. Welcome, oily friends and family, to Wellness Wednesday. Essential oils made easy. Back to basics. EO 101. I want to first acknowledge you for being open to learning more about doTERRA essential oils and how to use them, and what the top oils people turn to and why. Okay. So a little bit about myself, if you haven't heard already. I'm trying to think of another story to share because I get bored with the same stories over and over, and I'm sure you are too if you've been following along on YouTube, because I've got a ton of classes over there. So I guess I could just start. I'm originally from Louisiana. I grew up wanting to work in television because I was just fascinated with the boob tube and watched too much of it. And I got my journalism degree at Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Then I loved school so much, I continued my education and got my master's at the University of New Orleans with an emphasis in television production. Because I really wanted to work in TV, and I was kind of challenged. I wanted, to work in the top 50 market, and that, that's really hard to do when you're, fresh out of school. So I think that's why I decided to, go the master's degree route, so that I could, get right into the TV world. I thought I could increase my chances and then ask for more money, of course. And sure enough, it worked out of all, because I kept doing internships at local TV stations, and I was able to land in the top 50 market in New Orleans. At the time, I think they were like 48, 49. And unfortunately, I got laid off. It was my first layoff, or technically second. I don't count the first one because I was only there for 2 weeks. So I got laid off, and a friend of mine was already working at ESPN. They said they're hiring. You want to try throw your hat in there, your name in the ring, and sure, what do I have to lose? So I applied, got the job, met my husband, Aaron. We fell in love with San Diego. We came out here for his birthday back in 2006. And then 3 months later, we're living here working for Qualcomm, which is an IT company out here in San Diego. They make chips for cell phones. But they were putting TV on cell phones before that was even a thing. Can you believe that we were ahead of our time? but again, we were laid off. We weren't making any money because apps were kind of starting to, take the lead on that. So got laid off again, and then I went into sales. I worked as sales support. I worked in support, in a supporting role, which is kind of what I do now with doTERRA. I support my customers, and that's what I did with a food broker. Our only client was Costco. So I had to build relationships between the vendor and Costco. So I was building three types of relationships, one in my own organization, one with the vendors, and a third one with Costco. And so we were just trying to find, the best quality, but can, make a lot of food at the best quality at the lowest price. And that was my job, and to make sure they followed Costco policies. And I wanted to get promoted, bigger, better job, more money. So I left that company and worked for another company that sold novelty items, and got laid off for the third time. And that's when I realized, okay, it's time to look at doTERRA like seriously, because doTERRA has not laid me off in the 5 years I've been sharing my love of oils with my friends and family. We have 2 kids, Ian and Erica, because she looks like Aaron sometimes. She really does. I mean, I know you guys don't see it, but she does, because of her coloring and her personality is really funny. So where was I going with that? So yeah, 2 kids, and it was actually Ian. He is a very hyper kid, and I wasn't into oils at the time, but I was into finding non-toxic chemicals to clean my house since 2008 because of Ian. And he's a very hyper kid, and it was we struggled every night to get him to calm down for bedtime, because that's when he got really amped up. And it was lavender. I asked him if he wanted some. He said, sure. I put some on. And it wasn't until the second night when he asked for another dose of lavender before bed, that I thought, there's something to this stuff. And I want you guys to have that experience as well with these oils. That's my goal. All right. So the goal of this class is to empower you. We're going to learn about the 3 cool things about oils, the 3 ways to use oils, and how to get them into your home. There's 3 ways. Okay. Let's talk about the cool 3 things. First, they're safe. How do we, everybody makes that claim of their products being safe. And then we turn out, 20, 30, 40 years later, they're not. Well, doTERRA tests their oils, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But first, they source their oils globally. They find the plants where they originate from, because the soil hasn't been contaminated. The farmers have been, harvesting, growing, maybe even distilling for centuries, generations. And doTERRA will go to the corners of the world to find these oils for us. And they work closely with the farmers. I think it's 97% of the farmers work exclusively with doTERRA. So if you hear like, well, all essential oils are the same, no, not when doTERRA it works exclusively with 97% of the farmers they work with. That's how trusting they are with doTERRA, because they pay them for fair market value for their product. And there's no middleman. So there's not someone like what I did for food. I wasn't going around trying to find the cheapest, best quality food out there. doTERRA just works directly with the farmers, the distillers, and then it's shipped to the US. Once the oil is harvested and distilled, it's shipped straight to the US, where it's tested 54 times. And 11 of those tests are done by third-party labs, so that the reports match that there's no contamination, no microorganisms, that they are 100% pure essential oils, no adulteration. So because the FDA doesn't regulate this billion-dollar industry, I don't know the exact number anymore because of the pandemic, they set their own standard, because that's how dedicated they are to having a highly quality oil in your home. So they coined the certified pure tested grade. So all of these oils have been, they meet that standard. Okay. So let's talk about peppermint. If you happen to have peppermint with you, grab that. I've got a little peppermint with me. If you have a peppermint sample that I gave you, go ahead and dig around your desk, your purse, wherever you may have that, in the drawer, the junk drawer. Look for that, and let's play with oils. Okay, so we're going to take 1 drop of our essential oil and put it right in our hand, because that's how we use it. Just one little drop like that. Let's go. Come on, little drop. You can do it. Yay. Okay. And then we're going to take our finger, our index finger, and we're going to roll around in that oil, get it all nice and looby-doobed. And then we're going to poke our eye with it. No, just kidding. But if you do get any essential oils in your eyes, ears, in the no square, you want to have fractionated coconut oil. Never water. That just drives it in even further and makes it more intense and crazy. It just doesn't, makes it worse. You want to use some kind of carrier oil to help dilute that intensity. So what we're going to do with our finger is we're going to brush it on the roof of our mouth like this. Como ça? Okay. Now you might need some water or your coffee to chase it down, because it is potent. Super powerful stuff, right? Tell me in the comments, you guys, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. And then the rest, we're just going to rub our hands like we did in the beginning, and 2 to 3 deep inhales. Wow, what are you experiencing now? Share in the comments, you guys. I am dying to know. And then the rest, if you have any oil on your hand, you can put on the back of your neck. It naturally cools the body. It's a natural coolant. It promotes clear breathing. It's actually an energy booster. So let's see in 30 seconds how my energy level goes. And it also relieves any head tension. You want to put like a small amount on the temples, or just inhale it, apply on the back of the neck. Ladies, if you're dealing with hot flashes, you know, the change, this is going to help you stay cool, calm, and collective when you're going through that. Okay. So you guys, guess what? We've used this oil all 3 ways: smell, touch, and taste. How exciting. All right. So okay, effective. So the second cool thing is that they're effective. Safe is the first one. Second one is effective. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, these essential oils work on a cellular level. Our cells, I mean, our body is just like, I mean, chock full of cells that have a function. They've got these like little receptors, these little antenna hanging out, and they're looking for chemical compounds, or molecules, I should say, that our body naturally produces already, whether that's from the gut or the brain, the limbic area. And what happens is the chemical molecules are attached to these receptors because they have a message, and then the receptors accept it. And then those chemical molecules tell the cell, you know, the communication, what it is, the function it needs to do. Is it sleepy time? Is it energy time? Is it panic time? Is it, you know, and that's how the essential oils work, because oil attracts oil, right? We know water and oil don't mix. So what happens is the essential oil will attach itself to the oily membrane that is surrounding our cells, okay? And then it bypasses that oily membrane, and then that chemical compound in the essential oil will give that cell its function. Is it telling it, okay, cell, it's time to energize this body, and it'll just attach itself to all the cells, and then boom, you feel energized. You feel more alert, you're more focused, you're more motivated, you're more passionate. It's all those things. Typically, most medications on the market right now that your doctor is prescribing to you is water-based. And we all know water and oil do not mix. They just are not BFFs. And that's why it takes 7 to 10 days to see any results. That's why your doctor says, okay, we'll make an appointment in 14 days and see how your numbers are, right? Well, the essential oils, because they bypass that oily membrane, you're going to see results or feel something within 2 to 3 days. Okay. On guard. If you happen to have, I got a little peppermint on my nose. If you happen to have On Guard on hand, please open that up. We're just going to smell that one. We're going to give it a nice little whiff. This essential oil blend is a protective blend. It promotes healthy immune function. It soothes sore throat. So if you ever get that tickle in your throat, you want to put 1 drop in water, gargle that, and of course you can ingest it because it has passed the GRAS test, which is generally recognized as safe, which is, all food additives need to pass that test. It also cleanses the home and your hands. So if you put a drop in your hand, rub it together, that cleanses your hands and cleanses the air when you diffuse. And what that means is that any germs, bacteria that we have on our hands, those things can't thrive in the environment once you introduce the essential oils to the surface. It just will go somewhere else. It can't hang out. It's like, for example, if we were to be, trapped in a room full of smoke, we just couldn't, survive. We would have to find our way out to keep going. Affordable. That is the third cool thing about essential oils. They are affordable. I hear all the time that they're expensive, but these are very potent, pure oils, and tested and brought from the deepest corners of the earth by farmers who are trying to, what am I trying to say here? Build a life for themselves so that their children will have better lives. Most of them are, farming these plants for doTERRA so that they can send their kids to school to better their education so they could come back as doctors or teachers. Because most of these places don't have clinics and schools anywhere, around the block, like here in the US. They have to travel pretty far. So these are pennies per dose, you guys. A 15 milliliter bottle will have 250 drops. So if you have, let's say, like lavender, for example, I believe it's like $28 now, wholesale cost, and 250 drops, it comes out to, what is that, 9 cents a drop per day. That's really, really inexpensive compared to if you go to CVS.com and look up any of those medications that they sell, you're looking at 80 cents per dose and up. I haven't found any that's just like pennies per dose. Oh yeah, and you're going to save huge dollar, not just on medical costs, but like on gas, time. You're going to get your money back, your time back, I should say, because you're not running around all over town, getting things, because there's a lot of stuff we don't keep on hand because we don't need it every day. And they tend to expire after a while. And that's the beauty of these oils, is that you do get a couple of years before they expire. So yeah, super affordable. Okay, let me think. All right, so those are the 3 cool things about essential oils. Here are the 3 ways to use them. So we already did a little demo in the with peppermint, but let me break down a little deeper dive into why we can use them these 3 ways. Aromatic is the most common #1 way everybody loves to diffuse their essential oils. You can use a water diffuser, you can use a lava rock, you can use terracotta, leather products, even a cotton ball. Just put a couple of drops in a cotton ball, stick it in the vent in your car, and it will positively affect your mood. It's the quickest way to get the essential oils in your system as well, because it passes the olfactory sensor right here in between the bridge of your nose here, and it hits the limbic area, which is in the middle seat part of your brain, right in the middle, and that releases the chemicals. It cleanses the air. So you get rid of all, if you got company coming over, they're going to think your house smells amazing. And it also supports the respiratory system, because we are breathing them in. Topical, you can apply to affected area or around the affected area, like sunburn, or you get a burn in the kitchen like I do. I have Lavender Touch with me. at all times. I even bring it with me at work, because I find the stuff at work doesn't really work that well, because I got a burn here. Oh, you probably get, see, I got a burn on my arm and it left a scar, whereas I got a burn on this arm and you can't see any scars. So the power of oils, you guys. This is one I didn't use oils when it happened, and this one I did use oils when it happened. But dilute with fractionated coconut oil or any carrier oil. And what that does is it holds the oil so that more oil absorbs. If you apply neat without any fractionated coconut oil, it'll flake off. And you just become a walking human diffuser. So people are going to enjoy how you smell. And they'll let you know too. Internally, this is just a third option. If you don't feel comfortable taking them internally, you don't have to. You can use the other ways and they're going to work just as well. So you can enjoy in water. You just want 1 drop per 4 ounce fluids. And if you forget any of this stuff, don't worry. You just read the instructions on the label. It's all there on the bottle. Okay. You could put in a veggie cap or gel cap, and then straight under the tongue, 1 drop, boom. And yeah, those are the 3 ways we can use the doTERRA essential oils. Just doTERRA, that's all I'm talking about. All the other oils out there, all those other companies, please read the labels, because some are just meant for aromatic, not topical or internal. Okay, so please read your labels. Okay, let's dive right into our top health concerns. So I want you guys to take a moment, if you are not a member, or even if you are a member and you just want to revisit your health concerns. Maybe you set some up at the beginning of the year. It's now halfway through the year. Maybe you want to take a second look. Maybe something else popped up. So take a minute, you guys. I'm going to enjoy my coffee while you think of 3 top health concerns. So thinking about your health, what 3 things do you want to feel more or less of? For me this year, it's been skin. I'm trying to take better care of the skin because it's the biggest organ on our body. Dealing with some perimenopausal symptoms. So I've got that as my other top health concern. And that's pretty much it, because a lot of my other ailments are kind of all tied into the perimenopausal stuff. Like they're everything, like bloating, anxiety. Oh my gosh. I haven't had night sweats and hot flashes all summer so far, knock on wood. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah. Okay, let's move on, you guys. All right. So in this part of the class, thinking about the 3 things you wrote down, I'm going to go over the oils that might help you in finding relief in those ailments that you wrote down. Okay. So if I say something that matches your ailment or whatever health goals you wrote down, write that oil next to it. Okay. And then some tips next on how to use that oil for your ailment. Okay. And if I don't cover it, just put it in the comments and then I'll help you out that way. Okay, you guys. Okay, lemon. So you can use it all 3 ways: smell, taste, and touch. It's uplifting. It's going to give you more focus, and it's going to help you overcome mental fatigue. It's a natural energy booster. It's also cleansing and purifying and invigorating properties that make it one of the most versatile oils. It's my favorite in the diffuser. If you don't have time to clean your house and you have company coming over, it's my favorite in water, especially with meals, because it has such helps with the liver cells, just the cells, not the liver. It doesn't detox anything. The liver does that. It's just an amazing essential oil, you guys. You could cook with it. I've added in recipes, lemon chicken, anything that calls for lemon, throw that in there. Lavender, again, you can use all 3 ways: smell, taste, and touch. If you're looking to release stress, if that's something you wrote down, you need stress management, mood management, always anxious. Yeah, this is the oil for you. It's calm. It regenerates and it comforts. The calming and relaxing qualities is frequently used to reduce the appearance of skin imperfections. Yeah, like I said, in my burns. sunburns even, because everybody's out in the sun right now. You can apply a little lavender on those sunburns. And you can also take internally for anxious feelings and promotes helpful sleep. And then just real quick with lemon, it also helps regulate blood pressure. So if you're high or low, it's going to help keep that regular. Okay, you guys. Peppermints. We talked about that earlier, all three ways: smell, taste, and touch. It's energized, it stimulates, it helps with upset tummy, helps support respiratory function when taken internally or just inhaling, promotes digestive health when taken internally, and it also soothes occasional headaches. And then for those older ladies like myself, night sweats and hot flashes, keep it on the side of your bed, put a little bit on your forehead, the back of your neck, a little on your chest, and then see how that helps you. Okay. Tea tree. You can sell all three ways: smell, taste, and touch. Cleansing, disinfecting, earthy. It's great for hair, skin, nails. I like, if I get like, my hair gets like really, really bad, I will massage a drop of tea tree right on the scalp right before my shower. It's great household cleaner. You could put get a little spray bottle, any size, and depending on the size, depends on how many drops of oil you need to put in it. You just spray your surfaces and wipe down, and you're done. Okay. This one you want to be careful if you have any fur babies. This one you don't want to use around your fur babies. Okay. Oregano. This is a hot oil. I gotta stress this very much: hot oil, hot oil, hot oil. But a lot of members turn to this one. Again, you can use it all three ways. It's super powerful, supportive, and resolving. I mean, this one, any kind of ailment, I don't want to say viruses and bacteria, but those things will just like knock it out. It is a popular cooking spice. It's also acts as a powerful cleansing agent, powerful antioxidants. So you can take it internally if you're looking to get more antioxidants in your system, in your daily intake. I love cleaning my kitchen with oregano because I just love the way it smells. Because your kitchen should smell like you're cooking all the time, right? So yeah, I just use it as like a spot cleaner when I have any spills on the counter, from the utensils or splashes from, cooking the food. I just spray it down and wipe, and it smells amazing. You can take it internally for a healthy immune system. I know a lot of people, when they're feeling a little run down, On Guard and oregano is their go-to. Healthy digestion and respiratory when used internally, you guys. Deep blue. This one you can only use topically, cannot take internally because of the wintergreen, and it has a child safe cap as well because of the wintergreen. It's a soothing blend, only 5 milliliter. If you want a 15 milliliter deep blue, that is available in the Aromatic kit. It's the only kit that has the 15 milliliter. All the other kits, as well as on the market, is the 5 milliliter when you go online. This is minty, soothing, and cooling. This will replace the Bengay, that petroleum-based stuff. Salon Paws. These are just full, straight up plants. No other chemicals or anything like that. Great for before, after workouts, or if you're working in the garden, or if you're painting rooms around the house. This is going to be your best friend. You can apply it on your feet and the knees before and after exercise. Perfect for the kids in growing pains. Erica always asks for the blue oil when she's feeling her little growing pains happening. Breathe. This one is a respiratory blend. You can only use aromatically and topically. So smell and touch. It's supportive and eases, maintains feelings of clear airways, easy breathing, while minimizing the effects of seasonal threats. So if you deal with seasonal threats or environmental threats, like we are out here in Southern California because of the fires, that smoke is making its way around here. yeah, we're gonna use some breathe, and it promotes a restful night's sleep. So if you got a snorer, I've been told, I haven't used it because Aaron doesn't snore every single night, so I don't diffuse breathe every single night. In fact, I haven't diffused in a long time at night. I've been sleeping very soundly, so I haven't really needed to diffuse. But if you have like a ridiculous snore, breathe with a little lavender in your diffuser and see how that goes. Please share with me in the comments if you tried this one. All right, digestion. It's a digestive blend. Use all three ways: smell, touch, and taste. And it's to support our little tummy. Yeah, because our gut is the driving force of our mood. So if it's not happy, we're not happy. So you want to help digest food, soothe occasional upset stomach, reduce uncomfortable gas when using internally. You can rub on a tummy before flying or taking on the roam for calming aroma. I just had a friend that took this oil with them. They traveled and tried foods, that they haven't had in a long time, and they were just over the moon that they had digestion with them this time, because it made a huge difference on this second time on their trip. So I'm glad that was very helpful for them. So thank you, Amy, for sharing for that. Take digestion internally when traveling or trying new foods to save occasional upset stomach. So I got ahead of myself. All right, there we go. On Guard, protective blend. Again, all three ways. I'm constantly running out of this oil. It is a powerful blend that supports healthy immune function when used internally. It supports healthy immune and respiratory function because, people are still getting sick with the coronavirus. It hasn't gone away. In fact, I find that the people that were, I want to say that last 20% that's, was doing everything right, masking up, washing hands, staying 6 feet apart, like doing all the right things. It's finally catching them, like myself. I feel like I'm in that boat with them. So I feel like everybody's going to get it, and then it'll be the flu, and we'll just have to get the COVID and flu shot every year. I totally got off topic. Okay, ingest to support the body's natural antioxidant defenses. All right, so yeah, you can put this on your hands before you head out the door. Put it in your car. Spray the carts down. There's you can make your own spray with it, or just rub your hands and then touch stuff, and yeah, you're good. All right, so who wants to feel awesome all the time? I have found, I've been using these products for 5 years now, and it's been driven into me like LLV, LLV, LLV. Get on the Lifeline Vitality Pack to set the foundation for your gut. You want that, everything working like clockwork in your gut, because if it's not, the oils may not work right away, or they'll work for a little bit and then wear off quickly. That has been my assessment with talking to all the customers and potential customers when I share these oils, because they'll be like, oh, my hands, my joints, whatever, something's hurting. We try a couple of oils, they do get some relief, but then it comes back. But then they've got like a laundry list of ailments going on. Usually most of it's age related. But if you are in your 30s, 40s, and you're not taking supplements now, I would highly recommend looking into it. And I know there's like so many options out there. What do I pick? What vitamins do I need? That you need to talk with your doctor what vitamins you need. Find out which ones you need and then go from there. But if you don't want to waste your time and money on that, and you just want to take all the you're just like, let me take everything so that my body has everything, not just 1 or 2 vitamins. Excuse me, guys. This is the supplement regimen for you. It's doTERRA's #1 product. Excuse me. Because once people get on this, they keep buying it, even though there's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't feel a difference, you can ship the bottles back and get your money back. But most people don't, because after 14 days, they're going to kind of see something. And if they don't, they give it another 14 days. and then they're going to see some difference. And then after 90 days, that's when you see the results. So you're going to feel something different by the 30th day, but you're going to see the results by the 90th day. So let me go over real quickly what these 3 bottles do and why it's together. Alpha CRX Plus is a antioxidant cellular energy longevity. What that does, it keeps free radicals from attaching to the cell. That's what causes a lot of these ailments, is that we're being bombarded by toxins and the lack of nutrition in our diet. And these little creepy crawly things keep getting in our system one way or another, through the air or the foods that we eat. And these free radicals, are attaching to the cells, and the cells don't know. They just want to attach themselves to things, and so they have a function. And over time, those they get duplicated, and they have that free radical duplicated on the cell, and then it just snowballs into an ailment, an inflammation. So it keeps inflammation down throughout the day. So if that is something you're dealing with, because we know a lot of ailments and diseases start with inflammation. If that's the root cause, that's your supplement, okay? The Microplex VMZ is a full servings of fruits and vegetables. It doesn't have more. I find that a lot of the supplements out there, and do your own research, I've done mine, they have too much or not enough. And I find that doTERRA has like the right amount that your body can absorb. So for an example, I was looking at a generic supplement that my sister and brother-in-law had. It was, a man's version of the supplement and a female, like men's and women's, which is ridiculous. It should all be, I don't know why they do that. But anyway, and they're probably charging more for the women's supplements. And it's a smaller bottle too, which was even more like, what? Why is it like 2 different sizes? So I looked at the men's, like how much vitamins, percentage wise was in the men's and how much was in the women's, and the women's had half. I don't get that. We're not half a person. I mean, we may be smaller, but we're not, our cells are still the same. Anyway, I digress. Omega fatty acids 3, 6, and 9. Our bodies naturally produce 9, but sometimes we can't for some reason or another. It could be our environment, or it could be hereditary. That's going to supplement that. 3 and 6, you need a nice balance of both. If you have too much of 3, it's going to cancel the 6. If you have too much of 6, it's going to cancel out the 3. So you want to have a nice balance of that, and they have that. And the 9 essential oils is because omegas are not a sustainable product. doTERRA figured out the 9 essential oils that sustain the omega. So if you ever had that burp, the fishy flavor when you burp, or you smell the fishy flavor, you have a rancid omega. It has no benefit whatsoever. You just wasted your money. These you don't need to freeze. You could keep them right on the counter, and when you open it up, it smells amazing, okay? All 3 of these are gonna just make you feel whole all day long. It's just gonna set down that foundation, so when you do feel a little off with other ailments that creep up during the day, you take your oil and you're gonna you're gonna feel the results faster. Without the supplement regimen, without the doTERRA Lifeline Vitality Pack, you're going to find yourself using more oils, or you're going to find that they don't use them and you quit and you don't, and then it's because you haven't set the foundation. You got a lot going on, and your cells can only, take on so much, right? All right, moving on. So how do we get doTERRA into your home? Well, there's 3 ways. Remember at the top of the class, I said there were 3 ways to get them into your home. So far we've learned about the 3 cool things about them, the 3 ways to use them. Now let's find out about the 3 ways to get them in. First, there's retail. That's the full price. I would never ask my friends to pay full price. In fact, I hate it when my friends do it, because it's like, you could get a deeper discount. Because I've done this for a while, most people are very comfortable with just being a wholesale customer. They pay the $35 membership fee, a couple of oils that they want to try out. No obligation to buy again, no obligation to sell, and there's no monthly requirement. However, there are bonuses for participating in our loyalty program, okay? But if you would love to have a membership for free and not pay the $35 membership and get a free one, and get your oils at below wholesale cost, like deeper discounts, so you're not paying $35 and a couple of oils, you're getting like 10 oils at deeper discount. This is it. All right, so this is the perfect kit for someone that just wants to dip their toe in it to see if this is a lifestyle for them, because this really is a lifestyle. I want you guys to have that mindset when going into this. It's not just, I don't want you to dabble. I just want you to dip your toe, try a couple of oils out, because you're going to find the one that's going to go, holy shit, I need this in my life, and you're going to be hooked. Okay. It is a 5 milliliter bottles. So you're getting 85 drops, and you're getting the cute little teeny, it's a cute pebble diffuser, perfect for your desk, next to your bed, or in a small space. So you're getting the top 10 oils that we talked about, and you're going to save $25 below wholesale. Okay. So if you were to get the oil, and most of these are, you can't buy at 5 milliliter bottles separately like this. So this is a nice little intro kit for those people. If you're like, I'm ready to do, I don't want to dabble, I want to do this, I'm serious about finding results in 90 days. This is the kit for you. It's the top 10 oils, 3 times the oil, but not 3 times the price. Look at that, $160 for 85 drops, 3 times the number of drops for $270. Okay, so you're saving $122. So yes, you could pay your $35 membership fee and get your digest in and your breathe, and pay, you know, 100 something when you could get all this and a diffuser. I love the Lalu diffuser. It's glass top. You can change the lights. It's got different lights, so whatever light is in your mood, you can turn the light off. I think it's the quietest diffuser they have available. I have that in my bedroom because I've noticed the older, like the pedal, which I think is still available, and I forget what the other one was. I would wake up because I could hear the trickling of the water bubbling, but this is super silent and super amazing. So again, you're saving huge, that's deeper discounts. Okay. And then for those that just want to remove all those toxins out of their home, like to completely switch out everything in their medicine cabinet, get rid of those toxins in your home, this is the kit. This is going to set you up big time. Let's go over what's inside. So it comes with the Lifeline Vitality Pack, so you can start that right away. And it also comes with the TerraZyme and PB Assist. So the TerraZyme is the enzymes that break down the nutrients for happy brain, and the PB Assist Plus is a dual capsule probiotic, because probiotics help produce serotonin. It's proven to produce serotonin, and serotonin is 90% produced in the gut, and serotonin is our feel-good mood. That's the one that's like makes us happy and get us out of bed and makes us put good out in the world instead of being Debbie Downers. Who has time for that? It's dual capsules so that the probiotic actually reaches the gut where you want the good flora to be. The deep blue stick is the deep blue oil with cobaiba. It's easy application. You just roll it on where you need it. I'm a cafeteria lady, so I'm constantly lifting 50 pounds of everything, and that wears on my neck and shoulder, especially if I'm doing this a lot. So before work, I apply on my neck and shoulders, and after work, I apply on my neck and shoulders. And by Thursday, Friday, I'm pain-free. Whereas before, I would be miserable and achy. I believe it doesn't come with all the top oils, but you do get some bonus ones. You get a 5 milliliter adaptive, which is their calming oil blend. What that does is it keeps you calm, but very focused. So if you got a task on hand, boy, you're going to boom, 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 but still be cool as a cucumber. You're going to get Serenity, a 5 milliliter bottle of that. That's perfect for bedtime. You could diffuse that at night. Apply on the bottom of your feet. It's not going to knock you out. It's just going to cue your body that you're ready to go to bed. You'll get a little bottle of fractionated coconut oil so you can dilute your oils. You're going to get the Breathe Stick. It's the Breathe Respiratory Blend in a stick form. So easy application, apply on the chest and the back where the lungs are. This will replace your VapoRub. Correct-X will replace your Neosporin. And both those products have not the doTERRA products, the other brand stuff, has petroleum-based products in there. And petroleum comes from the ground and is oil. And I don't know why we're sticking oil on our body. I don't think that's really good. These are all plant-based ingredients, so better for you. And it's not going to disrupt your hormones. Lalu's diffuser, you get the box so you can organize all these yummy oils. On Guard toothpaste, I cannot live without the On Guard toothpaste. I get the best checkups. I hadn't seen a dentist in 2 years because of the pandemic. And when I finally did, they were shocked that I had no inflammation. Because most, of their patients after 2 years are riddled with all kind of mouth problems. On Guard, the hand spray, you can spray your hands. I just spray everything with that. Doorknobs, carts, my hands. And the On Guard Protective Blend soft gels. That's just for convenience. If you don't want to make your own veggie capsule with On Guard oil, you can incorporate that with your daily supplement intake. Okay, so you get 26 items in this kit for $4.50. So if you were to break that down per cost, which you should be doing when you grocery shop, because you'll get more product if you look at the unit cost and not at the sale cost, the manufacturer cost, it comes out to under $18 per item, which is pretty awesome, because I'm telling you, you're not going to find supplements for under 18 bucks that have $200 to $300 worth of ingredients in them. You're not going to get a freaking sense of high quality 100% pure oil for 18 bucks. I mean, you can, but then you can't ingest it or put it on topically, probably, because it has some kind of adulteration in it. You can't drop it under your tongue. Yeah, I mean, it's deal buster. And eventually over time, when you become a member and you start getting into this lifestyle, and you see the value of these products and that they work, you're going to buy these over time, and you're going to save out the gate $239 with this kit. It's huge savings. And by the way, you guys, this kit used to be over $500 last year. Deeper discounts, you guys. All right, so what can you expect from us once you get your kit? And this doesn't happen, at Target, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, the dollar store. You can get oils anywhere. You really can. I find them at Dave & Buster's, of all places. They're not going to follow up with you and say, how's it going? Let's go over the oils. Let me show you how to use them. They're not going to send you tips. They're not going to send you do it yourself recipes. They're not going to follow up with you in 30, 60, 90 days to see how it's going, what's working, what's not. They just, you're just going to buy the oil and use it, and then probably never use it again if you buy from them. But I'm going to make sure that you're meeting your health goals that you wrote down in the beginning of the class. So when you order your kit, we're going to set up an appointment, because we're going to know when you get your kit, because you'll get that ETA and when it's going to deliver. And we're going to set up a wellness consult. And during that wellness consult, we're going to go over the 3 health goals that you set at this class. And then I'm going to give you a advanced oil magic, a copy of this book, reference book, that has do-it-yourself recipes, cooking recipes, protocols. And we're going to come up with a protocol, a 30, 60, 90-day protocol. And then we're going to go into your account, and I'm going to show you how to start your LRP. And it's important to start your LRP for me, because I want to help you get the results in 90 days. And this is the smartest way to do it, is through the loyalty rewards, because you're going to start earning points for the products that you're buying. And then you're going to get those points you can put towards the your favorite oil, or an oil that you've always wanted to try, but you always thought was out of your price range. Okay. And then you're going to go to Oil Camp. There's an option to go to Oil Camp. It's a 10-day login, anytime, every day, at your own pace, and just learn a little bit more about the oils that you just got into your home, and different ways to use them. Okay. And then you're going to follow me on Simple Abundant Life with Nick, where you're going to get more education and love and support on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay. Because the last thing I want is you to buy your oils and they sit on the shelf and collect dust. I've actually seen that happen. I've gone to people's houses and I see the oil is just sitting there collecting dust, and it's just like, oh, I didn't do my job right. All right, so what's next? A follow-up call. If you know which collection you want, this is the information you'll need to provide the person that introduced oils, if it wasn't me. Your name, phone number, email, address, your mailing address, date of birth, billing information, your credit card information, and which collection. And if you're still not sure, we can just hop on a 20-minute call to narrow it down, because there are other kits out there I can show you that might best fit your needs if it's not those three. But those are the three most common ones that people tend to gravitate to. Okay. All right. So real quickly, there are three types of people that come to my class and become members. First one is gonna, get sick and tired of dealing with all these ailments, and they're going to live the wellness lifestyle. They're going to see the value of these oils. They're going to get on LRP. They're going to get their wellness subscription box every month, and they're going to remove toxins, and they're going to feel the difference and just think like, wow, I wish I'd started this sooner. I know I did. I was like, why? And it's because I didn't know. I had not heard of doTERRA until 2017, even though they were around since 2008, when Ian was born. I needed them then, because that's when I was looking for natural products. Oh my God, how funny is that? All right. If you have thought of a loved one, a family member, a friend, a coworker who is dealing with issues, and you thought they could use that oil for that issue, and you want to help them, you can share your oil. It's totally okay to give them a little sample and say, here, or take out your big bottle and say, I've been using this, you want to try this? And you could get your products paid for. The third person wants to earn an income and make an impact in their community. They want a change. They want, they're tired of the humdrum. They're tired of the situation that they're in. They want better, not just for them, but maybe for their kids. Like, for example, for me, I'm working on building an international doTERRA business with a goal to earn 80 grand a year so that my kids will inherit that. And they never have to worry about time and money like most people do right now. Because I don't know what the next virus thing is going to be when they're my age. And I don't want them to have to worry about, finding the job that they're passionate about, or, because I don't know, things are going to change and evolve. And I want my kids to be set up, prepared for anything. Just like the farmers that are, harvesting this stuff and growing this stuff for us. They want better for their kids too. Can you imagine a world where we're all happy and not pissed off at each other? I mean, we still have emotions and we're going to grieve and all that stuff. We need the bad, because then we can't appreciate the good. All right. The only thing keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. What is holding you back? What is keeping you? Is it time? Is it money? I can help you with that. We just have to sit down and have a 20-minute conversation. Okay. This is for everybody. It's so funny doing this business. Everybody tells me, listening to the leaders, find the people, the right people, find the right people. And it's like, I don't know who that is, because to me, everybody is the right people, because everybody has cells. You're all the right people in my eyes, because you have cells, and I want to support your cells, because loving your cells means that you're loving your body and you love yourself. And I know you love yourself. So love it more with essential oils. Okay, that's it, you guys. Next week is, God, oils, now what? That's the class for the person that just got their kit. Because maybe you're decided, all right, that's it. I'm getting off the fence. I'm going to get this kit. I'm going to get started. You can join my class next week when you get your oils. Got oils, now what? I just kind of go over a little bit more into the 3 ways we use these oils. Give you more tips and ideas on how to use them once you get them. And then how to set up LRP, your LRP cart, and why that's important to set up your LRP cart. We'll go over that. August, school's starting. People got to get back to school and back to work for some of us. So I'm not going to be teaching a class every Wednesday, but I will be teaching the same class on the 17th of August. So I'll be teaching every other week, every other Wednesday. So if you're jonesing for a Wellness Wednesday class on a Wednesday that I'm not teaching, you can head over to YouTube channel, Simple Abundant Life with Nick, and watch one of my videos there. So if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, you guys, so you don't miss a class, don't miss a beat. And then I'm also going to be sprinkling in a couple of Saturday classes in the afternoons, because I know most people, are busy during the work day. So I've got, I'm going to sprinkle in a couple of Saturday classes for the afternoon, mostly about removing toxins from our home. I know I've talked about the skin a lot, because it's one of my goals. So it's on top of mind. So that's the one I can talk about because I'm right in it. But I'm going to work on creating actually one for the home, kitchen, bathroom, and laundry, so that we can start removing those toxins out of there as well. Okay, you guys, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be posting that class schedule pretty soon, because it's almost August. Can you believe it? And it's my birthday. August is my birthday. So yeah, I'm going to have all kinds of giveaways and goodies. So now is the time to get with doTERRA, because I'm going to shower you with all kinds of gifts. Not only will doTERRA give you gifts, but so will I. They'll give you the gifts of the earth. I'll give you the gifts from my heart. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Mwah. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Bye.